Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about a couple of things in this video, but first let's get started with my information. If you're not a customer and you would like to get in touch with me, you can do so through my website at www.mycmsite.com/Tammy Gillespie. I also have a blog, if this is not where you're watching the video, it's scrapperdiva.blogspot.com, and I have a lot of free templates on there along with videos. I also have a Facebook group with videos, and a lot of my pages are on there for examples and information. There's a discussion board just like CM Go Digi if you have questions, or CM Go Digital. The group is called Tamala's Scrapbooking Divas, and if you would like to follow me on Twitter, feel free to. My name is Scrapper Diva. Okay, today we're going to talk about how to rubber stamp an image, a picture, and fill the rubber stamped image with paper. Now, that's what I did on this background, but this is not a really good example of a good look. I just did it because it was a good background for this picture. Let me show you a couple of other examples of it, and we're also going to talk about how to do a reflected title. On this one, what I did was this was like a peachy pink rose, and I made a rubber stamp, and I usually use white for the rubber stamp. I can't recall if I've tried other colors. I don't remember if it matters what color you use for the rubber stamp. I don't think it does. I think it's just the color of the paper that affects it. But you might want to play around with that. This is a paper from the black and white collection, and I just inserted it into the rubber stamped image, and I'll show you how to do that. This is another one of my cousin's baby, and I took a paper from the Wishes and Dreams collection and inserted it into the rubber stamped image of the baby. And this is one of my favorites. It's not really a scrapbook page. I haven't done much to it. I just added a few swirls and word art to it. But this was a yellow lily with a black background, and I used paper from the Cottage Garden collection. I think that's where this paper came from, and inserted it into it. And I think it's really neat the way that the flower turned out such a bright white color, and you can see the swirls from the gold and through that. Okay, let's go back to this. I'm going to show you how to do that page. First thing you do is pick out the picture that you want to use as your background, and you right click on it, go to your aspect ratio, and we're going to make it a square because we're going to make it the background, and we'll make it big enough to fill the background. And then you want to use the little cross in the middle to arrange it the way that you want it to look. If I want a little bit of this tree in the background, then you need to arrange it, because that's what your rubber stamp's going to look like. And then you right click and choose rubber stamp. Sorry, I'm having trouble talking today. Okay, and I always use the blended color stamp and standard because I want full coverage, but that's entirely up to you how you do this. I like full coverage on mine. And I'm going to use white, as I said, and do create. And then I'm going to use the eyeball to get rid of the picture. And I'm going to fill the page with this rubber stamp so that the paper will fill it correctly, because it fills from the left, and if you have just a small rubber stamp, it's not going to fill it correctly, especially if it has wording on it. The paper has wording on it or something. Okay, the paper that I'm using is from the Daily Inspiration Digital Kit, and I did try using like one of these green papers in different colors to kind of match the photo, but it just didn't look right because the photo, it almost looks like a black and white, the one that I'm putting on the page. With the clouds and the hills look black, it really looks black and white, so those colors just didn't look good. So I chose this one. And what I'm going to do is highlight the rubber stamp, and then I'm going to go to my paper and choose Fill Selected Shape. Takes just a second, and you will see it fill that rubber stamped image, and now you can see where it has filled in the trees and the hills and the clouds. As I said, this is not a perfect example of it, but it works for this background, for the reflected title. Now I'm going to bring my picture back, And I'm going to show you how to do the reflected title. First thing we want to do is put a text box on the page, and I'm going to type in Lake Crescent. I've got to have my nails done. They're so long I can't type. Okay, and you probably know this already, but you can type it in and then you just go back and highlight it like you would if you were copying and pasting something. And then you can change your font and the size of it. And I'm going to make it a 96, even though it makes it 2 rows, because I know that for the sunset it's going to be a smaller font. So I'm going to leave it at 96, and you'll see with the sunset font it's perfect for a reflected title because it already has all the little ripples down at the bottom and it looks like it's sinking into the water or a sunset. And it doesn't matter what color you make it because we're going to put a photo into it. So now we're going to flatten it. And what I did with my photo is took the photo that I wanted to fill it with. Now you could use the word merge method, but that throws your photo off kilter a little bit, and I didn't want to do that. So what I did was cheat it a little bit, and I took a photo, this photo, and I cropped out everything except this little section right here that I wanted to use to fill the photo, and that's from this bottom part of the photo. So let me get rid of that. And now I am going to highlight the word and fill the selected element with this photo. And now we have it. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is copy and paste the title. And I'm going to bring it down a little. Now we want to go to the Arrange tab and go to the second one, which is Rotate 180 degrees. Then next we'll go to the last one and do Flip horizontally. Okay, and then you want to arrange it under the original title. And I'm going to use my arrow keys to kind of bring it up a little bit. Okay, now as you can see, we're beginning to get a reflection there. Now in a reflection, it's not going to be as bright and vivid as the original. So what I'm going to do on this reflected part of it is go to the opacity under Format, and I'm going to lower the opacity some. And it's up to you how much you want to lower it. And then I would hold down the Shift key and group those two together, go to Arrange, group them, and then you can arrange it under your photo. Now I'm not going to finish the page. You can see everything I've done. You know how to do everything else. I just journaled on the page and put a little word art on it. The one thing I did do here is, let me go back here and I can just show you this. Let me make this photo smaller. I like to do this. Instead of just outline or matting a photo, if you go to the matte tool and wait a minute, let me cancel. Okay, let's try this again. If you do the relief, lower it to -10 as far as it will go, and then I'm going to use a width of 2 and select a color black. I can't remember if I used if it uses an edge on it or not. It does. Just a very narrow border, and you can see it looks like it's receded back into the paper. If that makes sense. I hope you can see what I'm talking about. It's a really nice look if you don't want to put a frame around it or something, just to do that, and you just use that tool. Okay, once again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at tgillespie, and that's TGILLESPIE67 at AOL.com. The only thing I ask is that you put CM or Creative Memories in the subject line so that I know it's a legitimate email. If you don't, I won't open it. If I don't know who it's from or that it's a legitimate email, I will not open it. If you have any questions, just email me, go to my blog, check it out. And I appreciate watching the video. You have a great day. Thank you.